And just coming to a comfortable seat, start to notice your breath. Notice the sounds around you. Notice where, if anywhere in your body, you're gripping, maybe in the knees or the hips. And can you breathe some space into those areas that are maybe a little tighter or a little less awake? And rest your hands on your thighs or at heart center, whatever feels best to you. So days where I need to be grounded, I put my palms on my thighs and I really ground down into my thighs. If I need more energy, I'll have palms up. Or if I just need a little bit of heart centering, I do a mudra where I put one hand on top of the other and put it over my heart. So whatever feels best to you. And then close your eyes or softly gaze down at the floor if it feels more comfortable. If you have music on, just turn it down for right now. Just softly listening to the sound of your breath. Observing it, not changing it. You don't have to deepen it. Just be an observer. Working today with our flow to process what's going on around us. So practicing to process has been my thing lately, and I'm really enjoying practicing on my own at home, getting on my mat every day when I'm in a funky mood. I can shift that just by moving around a little bit. And I offer that to you today. Practicing to process whatever's going on physically or mentally. A few more breaths, big inhales, big exhales. Start to deepen the breath into the belly space, and if you need to put your hand on your belly to feel the belly rise and fall, go for it. And remember, always in this class, anything that feels comfortable to you is great. If it doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it. And if you need a variation, take the variation. I'm going to show a few variations on poses before we even get started. Right after warm-up, and I want you to know that those variations are available to you just as is your breath. So when class gets a little challenging or you need something for your body, take a variation, take a breath, take a down dog, take a child's pose. This practice is for you. It's why we're here. Inhale through your nose. Fill your chest. Feel your belly rise. And as you exhale, release the weight of your pelvis down into whatever you're sitting on. And big inhale through your nose. Lift your heart, and as you exhale, release your shoulders down your back, relaxing your knees, your hips, your shoulders, even your head and face. Coming into just a moment of clarity. What are you here to process today? Maybe you're here to check out of the process, which is totally fine. Maybe practice is your process. All of those great reasons. Practicing to process. Practicing as a process. Practice processing. Say that 10 times fast. One more big inhale. Sigh out your exhale as loud as you can. We'll do it one more time. I can't hear you, but I can see you. Big inhale. Let it all go. Good. Release your hands wherever they are. Give them a little shake. Get your upper body moving a bit. And if you're sitting on a block or bolster, you can just move it out of the way. Got my fancy bolster here. Move it out of the way. Come right to all fours. Arms up or legs straight up and down. Shoulders right over your wrists. Separate your fingers evenly. Lift your chin and chest for cow. Plant your feet down. And tuck your toes if you need a little knee variation. And then exhale, round your back for cow. Inhale. And exhale, moving the spine with the tailbone and the chest. And as you move your spine, think about not dropping your belly so much so that you lose the tone of the belly. You want to keep tone in the belly. You want to keep tone in the belly even when you go up into more breaths just like that. So 3 more rounds. Lift your chin and chest. And curve. And you can put the breath wherever you like it. Let's take one more here. And then hold cow. Stay just like this. Pull your low belly in and just walk your right foot back so that your heel's off the ground, and press your heel back. A good calf stretch. So I'm just doing like a runner stretch situation. Toes on the floor, press my hands down and forward, right heel back, bring your right knee back in, your left foot back, stretch the back line of your leg. If you need to bend in your knee here, take it. And then we'll come right to down dog. Walk your knees back 4 inches, separate your fingers evenly, down dog. This is your first down dog of the day. It's definitely mine. Start to move a little bit in your body, and that can mean anything. Bend your knees, pedal your feet, biceps and ears in one line, belly hugs in, tailbone flares up, rock into it, separate your fingers evenly, shoulder width apart, press the index knuckle down, and then come to stillness, feet hips width apart, or more if you need space in your low back. Lift your chin, chest. Press your chest to your thighs and press your thighs back. So think about your thigh bones pressing back. On an exhale, roll forward like a wave to plank pose. And now, here's some variations. Plank pose looks just like this. It can also look just like this. So anytime we plank or chaturanga, dropping to the knees or lowering to the knees is great. Hold your plank, either bring the inner edges of your feet together or separate them 6 or 12 inches to make space in your lower back. Round your upper, middle, lower back and drop your hips down in line with your shoulders. Lift your chin, look past your fingers. Take one big inhale. Now everyone, knees, and then lower to my count of 3. 3, 2, chest all the way on the floor on 1. Lift your chin and chest, cobra, elbows back. One big inhale here, draw your shoulders back, and as you exhale, tuck your toes back to down dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take any move that feels good, press your hands down and forward. Think about where your sits bones are, and if you feel right underneath the crease of your glutes, sits bones are right there, flare those to the ceiling to make a curve in your low back. And if your heels are off the ground, it's fine. Or take a bend in your knee to make it more accessible for your spine to do that. Good. On an exhale, roll forward to plank pose again. Either on your knees or feet together, do a chaturanga push-up. Lower down, press back up, press back to down dog. With your breath, exhale forward. Again, lower down, press up, press back. Again, roll forward, look forward, either knees or toes. All variations are great. One more time. Roll forward, look forward, lower down, high triceps, press up, press back. Hold down dog, 3 big breaths into your back body. Move your heels toward the floor. Maybe take a bend of the knees. Last big inhale here. Good. Exhale, rock forward to plank pose and rock just a little bit more forward than you normally would, lowering down all the way to your belly. Take your hands by your sides, palms up. Good. So palms up, squeeze your fingers in. Press your hip points down, so hip points right here. Pull your low belly in, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your shoulders in, lift everything but your hips off the floor for locust 2. Squeeze your fingers in, lift your chin and chest. One big inhale, still warming up the body. Point your toes back, draw your shoulders back even more. Look forward, heart forward. Press your feet back, squeeze your glutes in, get your legs a little higher. Exhale, lower all the way down. Rest on either side of your face. Take a breath. Hands underneath your shoulders, press back, down dog. Bring your feet together in down dog. Inner edges of the feet together. Press your hands down and forward. Outer shoulder width apart. And now turn your toes to the right side of your mat stacked. So it's like you're in side plank but still down dog. Revolve down dog. So my feet are stacked. What happens here is the hips tend to go down like this. Press your hips back up, biceps and ears in one line. Lift your chin and chest. Good, come back to center. We're just rotating the spine. And then rotate the other direction. So your big toes face the left edge of your mat. Now press your hips back up and you'll feel a stretch down your right leg. Left side body, right leg. Flex and flare your toes. Look underneath your left armpit. Lift your hips. Big inhale. Come back to center. For the first one, just step forward to the front of the mat, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Flatten your spine out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms overhead, reach up, maybe back. Yeah. Nice, and then bring your hands to prayer. Take one big inhale. Exhale, bow your head for you, for your practice, for your intention. With a warm body and a heart that's starting to beat a little faster, can you set an intention for your class? Maybe it's just to process. Maybe it's just to shape shift to state shift. Whatever it feels like for you right now. Set the intention. One big inhale. Ground down through your feet. Inhale your arms up and back down. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your face to your shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands for the first one. Step back to plank pose. Hold your plank or drop to your knees. Roll forward on your toes. Lower down chaturanga halfway or all the way. Curl up dog, or knees down, cobra. Lift your chin, chest, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna do that one more time, a little faster. One breath, one movement. Bend your knees. Look forward. Hop right up to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms overhead, reach up and back. Exhale, hands to prayer, bow your head for you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, jump or step back. If you jump back to chaturanga, lower down. Inhale up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. 3 big breaths here. And what you want to do with those 3 big breaths is catch your breath, but also expand your back body. So think my back ribs right here, like where, we'll say like right under your shoulder blades, right above your shoulder blades, right in that area. Breathe there. Last big breath there. Lift your right leg. Bend your knee. Open your hip and then circle the ankle around, circle the knee around. So you're getting this really great rotation in the hip, the great rotation in the ankle. So you're moving synovial fluid into those joints. So later when we do some bigger poses, they'll be a little bit more lubricated. We'll say like Tin Man style. Re-extend your leg. Turn your toes down to the floor. Then exhale, hug knee to nose. Good. Inhale, back up. Exhale, round your back, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, round your back, knee to nose. Look where your foot's going in between your hands and step it there. Lower your back knee to the ground. First set of lunges. Low lunge, knee to the ground. Hands on your hips is always an option for tender shoulders, or arms overhead, reach up and back. If you reach arms overhead, good, pull your shoulders down your back so there's space between your armpits and your ears, and rotate your palms a little bit backwards, sink into your hips as much as you can, keeping your front knee over your front ankle, shin parallel. Pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. One big inhale. Exhale, touchdown. Step your left foot forward, Uttanasana, front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, either jump or step back, lower down. Inhale, curl up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Press back and down, lift your left leg, bend your knee, open your hips, circle your ankle, look underneath your left armpit, get nice and twisty, and then circle your knee both ways. Re-extend your leg, turn your toes down, exhale, round your back, and hug the foot in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hug it in, hold it here. Use the power of your abs. Look where your foot is going, step it there, lower your back knee, monkey lunge, second side. First things first, knee over ankle. So get your shin parallel. This foot, press it down. Arms overhead, hands to your hips, hands up into prayer are okay. Lift up and back, shoulders pull down the back. Sink into your hips as much as feels good for your right hip flexor. Pressure right hip forward, left hip back. Lift your chin and chest. One big inhale. Exhale, touch down, step your right foot forward. Uttanasana, forward fold, front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, look forward, lean forward. Plant your hands, jump or step back. Plank pose or chaturanga, lower. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Bend your knees. Put your ribs on your thighs. Your head almost touches the mat. You're pressing down so hard. Walk your hands back to your feet. Back of your mat. Uttanasana. Forward fold. You can take your hands behind your calves. Relax your head. Shake yes, no.
Bend your knees as much as you need to access the space in your hamstrings. And you can have space in between your feet or feet all the way together. Good. Hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows in, stand up. Keep your hands on your hips. Lift your right foot, step forward, high lunge. So when you step forward into your high lunge, you may not get as low and long as you want to. I always find myself wiggling, wiggling, wiggling. So wiggle into your low, long stance. Your back heel up over your toes. If you need some access in your back knee, bend it or lower all the way to the floor. This is fine. Think about your front glute, right glute to right hamstring. Move your right knee forward so your shin bone is in line with your front ankle. Press your right ankle in, your right knee out. Now, left hamstring or left inner thigh. Pull left inner thigh up to the ceiling, left hip forward. Squeeze your glutes, sink a little lower, tailbone down. Low belly in, lift your chin, chest, and take your arms overhead. High lunge. I won't give you all of those directions for high lunge, just the first 2 times. Big inhale again. Exhale, touch down, step back. Plank is your exit. Good. Roll forward, lower down all the way or halfway. Curl up. Up dog or cobra. Roll back. Down dog. Good. Bend your knees. Put your ribs on your thighs, walk your hands back to your feet. Hang in forward fold. Let your body fold in half. Bring your face a little closer to your shins every time. Hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows in. Stand up. Good. Lift your left leg. Stomp it forward. So, if like me, your legs are a little shorter, you want to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your toes forward, go for it. Feet are on train tracks, right? Not a tightrope. And you can even take some more space walking this foot out. Move your back heel forward. Straighten your back leg. If you need more access, bend it. Or lower it to the floor. Yeah? Good. Move your left knee out. Move your left ankle in. Squeeze your left glute, make your front shin parallel, and then squeeze your right inner thigh up so your right hip moves forward. Hips face forward, arms overhead. Draw your shoulders back and down, lift your chin and chest up, and then move your ribs back so your abs tone. Belly in. Squeeze from your pubic bone to your navel to pull all the low belly in. Big inhale. Exhale, touch down. Plank is your exit. Nice. Lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Good. Roll forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold your plank. Squeeze your legs in, arms in, shoulders down the back. Lift your chin and chest. Breathe into your clavicle or your chest. Hold your belly tight. So again, holding the lower belly in, press your tailbone down. Take one big inhale. As you exhale, slowly on 3 counts lower. 3, lower down, 2, all the way to the floor, 1, all the way down. Bend your knees. Hug your heels into your booty. Heels in. Point or flex your feet, but clamp your heels to your glutes. Take your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers. One big inhale, press your hips down, pull your abs in, crocodile. Lift your thighs up, head up. Press your head into your hands, not your hands into your head. Lift, 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 lift. In crocodile. If it doesn't feel good to have your hands behind your head, take your hands right to your temples or fingers to your temples. One big inhale. Lift one more place. Good. Hug your heels in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Rest on either side of your face. Take a breath. That rest is just as important as the work. If you think about taking a rest day from working out, the rest day is just as important as the work that we're doing. Hands right under your shoulders, press back, down dog. And with that, let's do more work. Down dog, feet outer, hips width apart, so a little bit wider. And you can take a bend of your knees for this one. Take your right hand to your left ankle, calf, thigh, hip, whatever you got today. Twist your body, look underneath your left armpit. So just twisting. Press your left hand down and forward. Move your heels to or toward the floor. If you need a bend of the knees here to access this, please take the bend. One big inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Right hand goes down. Press your right hand down. Left hand goes twist. Look underneath your left shoulder. Pull your low belly in. Take one big inhale. Exhale. Good. Come right back. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Not too close, about hips width apart. Good. Bend your knees. Yeah. Walk your hands back to your feet. Stand up all the way. Hands on your hips. Arms overhead to start here. If you have shoulder tenderness, hands to prayer or hands on your hips is always okay. Otherwise, arms overhead, step your right foot forward, not quite as far. Seal your back foot down like warrior one, meaning that your left big toe is facing the top left corner of your mat, and bend your right knee for warrior one. Move your right hip back, your left hip forward, press your tailbone down, pull your low belly in. So this motion, not tucking, but pulling, keeping all of this nice and tight. Arms overhead, draw your shoulders back. Make your arms really wide if it's more comfortable for your shoulders, or bring your palms together across your thumbs. Lift your chin, chest, and even change your gaze a bit by taking a little baby back bend here. Bend into your front knee, big inhale. Exhale, touchdown, step back. Down dog is your exit here. Fantastic. Bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Hands on your hips, squeeze your shoulders so you don't stand up. Arms overhead here. Not Percival down. Left foot forward. Good. Seal your back foot down. Right big toe faces the right edge of your mat. Big inhale. Bend your front knee. Move your left knee out, your left ankle in. Right hip forward, and then again, hands can be here, or if your shoulders are feeling really good, close your hands, lift your chin, chest up, and start to take a baby back bend here. Seal your back foot down like it's your job. It is. Dip into your hips a little bit more. One big inhale. Exhale, touch down. Down dog is your exit. Lift your chin, chest. So even in down dog, press your heels down toward the floor, but you're going to press your chin and chest forward like you're doing cobra or cat pose, so you don't let it collapse. Think about spinning your biceps toward the front of your mat, softening your breath, softening your gaze. Roll forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Lower all the way down. 3, 2, 1. Here's 3, 2, 1. And then extend your feet back. When I do these poses, I like to lift my leg up. So if you can see, lift leg up and throw it back. Lift my leg up and throw it back, just so my legs are not so compacted in my hip socket. And then extend your arms forward, depending on how much space you have. Palms in. Knife edges or pinky edges of your hands on the ground. Lift your chin and chest. Yeah. Lift your left arm, right leg. Topsy-turvy. Pull your belly in. Good. Press your right hand down, left hand down, or left foot down. And then switch sides. Right hand, left leg. Lift your chin, chest. One big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Come back. Lift everything off the ground, superhero. If this is too much for you, you can stay a little bit lower, or inhale, lift everything up, press your hip bones down, pull your belly in, squeeze your palms toward one another, point your feet. Exhale, lower down. Hands underneath your shoulders, press back, down dog. Yeah. Do you think I should pick up my crane? Y'all, that's Percival. He likes to watch me do yoga. Sometimes he gets kicked in the face. Roll forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Good. Nice from plank pose, on your knees or on your toes, between 5 and 10 push-ups. I'm going to take these on my knees. Biceps forward, lower down. Exhale up. I say between 5 and 10. You can literally do 0. You can just hold the plank, and you have enough time to do 10. If you get somewhere around 7, you're like, that's good. Great. Pull your low belly in. If your belly is hitting the ground before your head or your chest even gets too close, go a little bit less low. Everybody meets in down dog. Take a few big breaths in down dog as you wait for the rest of the crew to get done. Good. Bend your knees. Look to the middle of your mat. Visualize it. Hop to it. Stand up to us in the middle of your mat. And then just face the front, long edge of your mat. So facing each other, long edge of your mat. Take a wide stance. So in yoga, wide stance. You can jump to it or step to it. It is ankles under wrists. So if you had to measure my anklets to my bracelets, ankles under wrists is how you'd measure. Turn your toes in slightly so you're a little bit heel heavy. So heels are the widest part of your pose. Hands on your hips, one big inhale. Lift, and then look what's in front of you so you don't hit your head. Go halfway down and stick your booty back. So like an Ardha Uttanasana, it's like an Ardha half lift. Now from here, bend your knees. And then press your knees out. When you press your knees out, notice how your hips open, but also use the power of your glutes to press your knees out a little bit. It's pretty intense. If you can stay here with the knees pressing out, slightly bent, and your glutes totally on, take your hands to the floor. So you're gonna keep slight bend in the knees, glutes pressing forward, low belly in, round your back, wide leg forward fold with a little bit of a twist. Knees bent, knees pressing out. Press into the ball of your big toe, the knife edge of your foot. Squeeze your glutes like crazy. Inhale, half lift, hands back, right to the hip bones. Stretch, straighten your legs, and lift all the way up. Good. Turn your right toes out. So you got this long stance. Look down at your feet though and make sure that they're in one line. So think about maybe front heel, back arch are in the same line. You've got these beautiful straight legs. Now bend your front knee, warrior two. Move your right knee over your right ankle so you can see your right big toe. And then move your ribs back. Lift your chin, chest. Seal your back foot down. It's the anchor of your pose, and get a little bit deeper into your warrior two. Front shin parallel, front thigh parallel to the floor. Lift your chin. Move your ribs back. Shoulders back. Good. And now take your right forearm to your right thigh, left arm overhead, extended side angle. One of my favorites. Cool. Don't put a ton of weight on your right arm. Try to like lean out of it a little bit and reach really strong to open the left side ribs. If you want to take the bind here, take your left arm up, turn your thumb around, take it behind you, right hand down, thumb around, take it behind you, reach and grab for your fingers. If your fingers aren't quite there yet, it's okay. Just try. Roll your left shoulder back, lift your chin and chest up, and then pull your head back in line with your hips. So the head tends to fall down. Lift it up and pull it in line with your hips. Soften your breath. Big inhale. Good. Unwind that. Come right back to warrior two, so you're right back into your balance. And then straighten your front leg. Turn your toes in and turn your left toes out, second side. So again, realign. Arms up, bend your front knee. Once you bend your front knee to 90 degrees, you're in warrior two. Thigh parallel to the floor, shin parallel to the wall in front of you. Squeeze your left ankle in, right knee out. Press the back edge of your foot down. Lift your chin, chest, and then move your ribs back. So the tendency is here always. Pull them back so you can feel ribs, chest, hips all in one line. Feels great. Gaze over your front fingers. Soften your breath, soften your gaze. Even soften behind your eyes. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm overhead. Reach. So when you reach, make it a like nice sweeping reach, bicep to ear. Reach, yeah. So from your left, say my right toes, from your right toes to your right fingertips, there's a huge stretch. All the way up this line through your hip, you're making a huge stretch. One big inhale. If you're going for the bind, take your right hand up, turn your thumb to the back of the room, so rotate your arm, take your left hand down, rotate, and then reach behind. And when you get the bind, or don't, it's okay. Work for it, pull your head back. Press your hips forward. Beautiful. Big inhale, bigger exhale. Good, unbind, press down, come back to your wide stance, stand up. Heels out, toes in, turn your right toes out. Keep your legs straight and strong. If you have any knee issues, you can bend this knee a bit. Try to keep it straight and strong. Arms up for Trikonasana or triangle. You can use a block for this one. Hinge from your ribs forward, 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 until your body tells you to drop inside or outside your foot. So the thing here, top arm, bottom foot in one line. Press your back foot down. And now head and hips in one line. So it tends to be like more head forward, hips back. Pull your head back. Press your hips forward so you're in one line. You get a strong stretch in your front leg. Press your feet down and apart, especially press into the big toe mound of your front foot. Bend your front knee, come up, pivot on your feet, triangle, second side, arms up, straighten your legs. Take as much bend as you need to if you're hypermobile, and then hinge, press into your feet, and sideways. Trikonasana. And Trikonasana seems super simple. Press your hips forward, pull your head back. Because this situation, no good. Top arm in line with shoulder, not over here, not over here. Right in line with your shoulder. Get as close to the floor as you can, but head and hips still in one line. Lift your chin out of your chest and press your feet down and apart. One big inhale. One exhale. Bend your front knee. Pivot on your feet. Good. Turn your right toes out. Arms up. Bend your knee, flip your front palm, and then reverse your warrior. Take right bicep across your face, and your left hand can go down your leg. It can also go right behind you. So you can take the bind here, reverse it. Take one big inhale, bigger exhale. Good. Come back to center, pivot on your feet. Turn your left toes out. Good. Bend your front knee like warrior two. Flip your front palm and reverse it. And again, hand here for more stability, or hand binds behind you. Lift your chin and chest. Gaze goes up, breath softens. Bend your front knee. Nice standing poses. Straighten your front leg. Good. Turn all 10 toes to the front of your mat. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, baby back bend. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Forward fold, shins and foreheads together. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, jump or step back. Nice. Hold here in your plank. Don't lower. Press the inner edge of your hands down. Turn your biceps forward. Lift your right leg. Let it lay on your left leg. Good. Rock forward on your left toes. Just rock forward and back. Notice what that feels like. Three-legged plank. And switch sides. Rock forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Just getting some nimble flexibility to the toes. Both feet down. Lower slowly on my 3 count. Here's 3, 2, curl up on 1. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Balasana. Press your hands down and forward, your hips down and back. When you press your hands down and forward, even use your fingerprint on the mat. Grip and push forward, push your hips down and back. If your hips don't touch your heels, no big deal. Take a big inhale. Softly exhale your chest down into the floor, the mat. Back to down dog. Come right back to down dog. And we're going to go into a side plank series, knowing that every time you go into side plank, you're welcome to drop your knee or take any version of kickstand that you want to. Walk your right hand handprint forward, maybe a little bit more to the center of your mat. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. I'm going to give you my back for a moment. Lift your top arm side plank. Stack, stagger, kickstand your feet. Lift your hips up like a crescent. One big inhale. Exhale, come right back down. Place your right hand with your left hand. Roll to the left side. Right hand up. Lift your hips up like a crescent. Press your chest forward, pelvis forward. Good. Come right back down. Right hand underneath your face. Roll to the other side. So this time, taking left arm over the face. Big inhale. And as you exhale, drop your hips down. Look behind you. Inhale back up. Exhale, drop down. Look behind you. Do it again. One more time. Drop down. Exhale. Inhale back up. Switch sides. Roll right to the left side. Same thing. Lift the arm up. Find your beautiful Vashisthasana. Reach your arm over. Drop down. Press up. Drop down. There's your exhale. Press up, inhale. Drop down. Press up one more time. Drop down. And press up. Come right back to down dog. Take 3 big breaths here. Press your hips up and back. Heels down toward the floor. Everyone come to hands and knees as we're going to work on Kapinjalasana or baby bird prep. On hands and knees first. So we'll take your left hand a little bit more forward, maybe a handprint forward than your right hand. Take your right foot back in line with your left foot. So it looks like this. So working on this with knee down always feels really good. And then I'll show you knee up version, which is really fun to play with, especially on carpet. So you're in a side plank here, and you're welcome to stay here the whole time we work on this. This is just Kapinjalasana prep. This is just a great version of side plank. Or reach back, grab your ankle, and find Dhanurasana or half Dhanurasana above your upper back. Good. Nice. Press into your left hand, to your chin and chest, and then even pull your back elbow back. Press your foot into your hand into your foot. Good. Switch sides. Come back to all fours. We'll do both sides just like that. Take your left foot back. left arm up, and then reach. Grab your foot or your ankle, and bow. So this is just teaching you where you need to open up for this pose if you were gonna stand on your foot and do it. Draw your shoulders back, lift your chin and chest. Take a big inhale. Good. I'm gonna show you guys, so have a seat on your feet or a yoga block. I'm gonna show you from the back. Yeah, I'll show you from the back how I would do this. I usually bend my knees to get into this pose because it's a little bit more accessible. My arms are shorter, so work with the body that you're working with today, right? We're practicing your process, so you'll see me bend my knees a little bit, kind of bowing into this pose. I'm gonna show you from the back how I will get into it on the left side, or right side. Left side for you. So I'm gonna put my right foot on the ground fully and bend my knee. So I'm in side plank, but I'm bending my knee because I wanna be able to reach my back foot. And I reach it. Sometimes I fall into wild thing. And if you do fall into wild thing, great. It's a beautiful pose. And then straighten out when you get your foot and press your foot into your hand into your foot. And then you can fall into wild thing. And that's welcome. So let's play with that for a second. Come to down dog. And you're welcome to do the knee down version if that's the one that you're playing with right now for Kapinjalasana. If you're coming into full side plank, walk your right hand forward, roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. If you're doing knee down version, drop your knee. Good. Yeah. Left arm up. And I recommend staggering your feet. Stagger your feet just to have one sole of the foot on the floor, and then start to bend into it. Bend into it. And then reach back for the foot. Reach back like you're doing bow. And then try to get the knee in line with the hip. Beautiful. And when you fall, you can fall into wild thing. Feels great. We're just playing, it's practice. Good. Come back to down dog. Take a breath. Move your right hand back, your left hand forward. We'll go to the other side. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Stagger your feet. Try to put the left sole of your foot on the ground. So try to get all of your toes on the left foot on the ground. Maybe bend your knee a bit. Grab for that leg. Reach it back. Good. Straighten your arm, lift your hips, and then try to drop your knee in line with your hip. Press your foot back. Lift your chin out of your chest. Foot in hand, hand into foot, and maybe you fall into wild thing. Maybe you come right back to down dog. Either way, it works. If you're in down dog, come to all fours, arms, upper legs, straight up and down. Move through cat-cow just a bit here. Working into cat-cow. A few big breaths. Right back to down dog with your next breath. Beautiful back bends. Lift your right leg high to the sky. Bring it all the way through. Lower your back knee. So you're in a lower lunge. You're welcome to stay right here. We're gonna work into Twisted Monkey. You wanna go into Twisted Monkey, great. Otherwise, this is a great place to stay. Turn your right toes out. Take your left hand to the top of your mat. Tone and turn from your belly and your ribs towards your right leg. So you're gonna open your chest towards your right leg. This is a great place to stay, it's my favorite place. Or right hand grabs left foot, elbow up, hips to heel. So if my hips are down here, my heel's way back here, no good. I gotta move my hips back. That's my priority if I have my foot. Now everybody, whether you have your foot or not, draw your shoulders back, head back, gaze up at the ceiling. Twisted Monkey. One big breath. Don't slingshot out of this. Sigh out your exhale. Good. Release your back foot slowly with control. Touch down, step back, down dog. Pedal your feet out. Lift your back leg. Bring it all the way through. Lower your back knee. Good. Turn your left toes out just slightly so that your knee is in line. And you can even walk, you know you have open hips, you can walk your left foot out. Right hand to the top of your mat. Tone and turn your abdomen toward the bent knee. Keep your right foot down if it feels good. Otherwise, left hand reaches back and grabs the foot. Elbow up, hips to heel. Let your left knee move out, left ankle in. Turn your right bicep forward, and then turn your whole body toward that bent knee. Squeeze your shoulders like I'm pulling your head and shoulders. Look up at the ceiling. Feel a really good stretch on your right hip flexor. One big breath here. After your exhale, don't slingshot, release slowly. Tuck your toes, step back, down dog. pedal your feet out. And then come right to your knees. Have a seat on your feet. Squeeze your thighs in. Feet in. Flare your toes. Interlace your fingers. Put your thumbs together. Turn your palms toward me. Press. Keep your arms overhead. Keep squeezing your thighs in. If it feels good, bend your elbows. If it feels good, straighten your arms. Keep your shoulders down your back. Soften your breath. And now interlace your fingers behind your low back. Squeeze your elbows in. If you feel good here, great. Otherwise, bring your forehead to the floor. Round your back evenly. Relax down. And if you can, extend your arms up and back. When you extend your arms, try to keep the palms of your hands together, fingers interlace to the webbing. So you don't want to interlace too much that you get tension on the shoulders or the elbows and tendinitis. It's okay to just squeeze your elbows in and find a place that works for you. So practicing to process, not practicing to go to the Yoga Olympics. One big inhale. Exhale, come on up. Good. Nice. So lay on your belly facing the front of your mat so that you can see me though. So prop up on your forearms for a moment. And we're just going to take the right hand out, so it's going to be off your mat, and make a moksha mudra, which is just, I'm going to tuck my thumb in and hold on to my thumb like, I'm just tucking it in, hold on to it like it's my grip. I'm going to put that down on the floor. So I've got my right arm out, and then I'm just going to start to turn to the right, using my left hand as a guide. My left hand is beside me, and I turn to the right. And this may be enough, right? This may be plenty. Or I'm going to bend my knees. Good. And this feels really great. I'm going to take my left hand behind my back. Just stretching the right shoulder. So there's many ways to do this. This is the biggest stage for us today. This would be a little bit less. This would be a little bit less. Hang out on the stage that feels good to you. If your legs are bent, your knees are bent, soles of the feet on the floor. If you're wrapping your back arm, wrap it around your back. Let it feel supportive. On your next exhale, remove your left hand. Let it be your guide to roll you right back over. And then use your left hand to press up. Keep the same mudra with your right hand. And you're gonna lift up, and I'll face you. You're gonna lift up and just thread your right arm underneath your collarbone. Left hand goes outside your left shoulder, and lay your head and chin down as much as you can. So I'll show you sitting up. My arm is just underneath my collarbone right here, and I'm trying to lay down on it. So you're here, arm under collarbone, laying down on it. You can walk your left hand out. Try to relax your head to the floor. Squeeze your thumb so you've got some good muscle tone here. And then if it feels comfortable to you, which I don't have space to do it, you can walk your left leg out to the side and straighten your left leg. So if I had no wall right here, I would just take my left leg out to the side. I'm just getting a nice shoulder stretch. And if anything feels uncomfortable or too much, walk your left hand back and just back out a little bit. Soften your breath. Close your eyes. Walk your left foot in. Walk your left hand in. And then sit up onto your feet. And then make a muscle with your right arm. Just hold it, like make a bicep muscle. Hold it. Squeeze it, support it. And then keep the bend of it and just circle it around. High shoulders. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm actually going to turn this way. Make the same mudra with your hand. Tuck your thumb in and just hold on to it. Lay on your belly. Take your left arm out to the side and press into your right hand to roll. Stage 1, you just roll onto your left hip. Stage 2, maybe take your right foot behind you, left foot behind you, bend your knees. 3, you're going to wrap your right hand behind you and bind. You're going to feel a nice spine twist here too. Try to relax your head. So your head's floating off the ground, maybe you've gone too far. make your right hand a working hand. So it's pressing into your low back to provide support, even if it's just mental. Press your feet into the floor. If they're there, one big inhale. Big shoulder opener. Inner shoulder. Side the exhale out. Next inhale, roll your way back. Press into your right hand, lift yourself up, and thread left hand underneath your clavicle, your chest, your collarbone, and kind of lay on it. So again, I'm just going across my chest. My right hand's going out like this, and I lay down on it. So get all of that good work going. I'll do it on this side this time. The right hand can walk out, and so you can see this time, if I was going to do this on the other side, I would just walk my right foot out and flex it. So my right hand is out, my right foot is out, and I'm laying on my outer shoulder. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders, pull your low belly in. Even press your back foot down. So there's a lot of strength in your body, there's a lot of stretch happening here. Good. Walk your foot in, your right hand in. Press up, have a seat on your feet. Make a little bicep muscle, hold onto your arm. Good. And you can just hold the bend and circle your shoulder around. Just get any like little snap, crackle pops out of there. And then just come to your knees. Take one more back bend. Ustrasana or camel. With camel pose, you're welcome to have blocks behind your feet. You're also welcome to just put your hands on your low back, like so. So just flip my hands up, put your hands on your low back. If camel is your jam and you're gonna walk down to your feet and grab your heels, great. Let's do it together though. Take one big inhale, lift your chest. Pull your belly in, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your shoulders, press. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your glutes, back bend. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your glutes, back bend. And if you can reach back for your feet, go for it. Your call. Or your blocks, yep. Or you just hold on to your low back and find your back bend. Change where your gaze is. Soft breath here. Press your hips forward, your thighs forward, your thighs press forward, your glutes are leg extenders, make them extend. Low belly in, if you're in your low back at all, back out a bit. Last breath. Exhale, come forward, come back to all fours. Reverse that work a little bit with a little cat-cow. Move with your breath 3 times. Making sure that your cat is as big as you can make it, evenly upper, middle, and lower back rounding. And have a seat on your feet and just bring them around in front of you. And pull your right leg in. And this is stage 1. You can pull your right leg in, foot to inner thigh, or you can bend your knee and just have a seat inside. So what that would look like is just this. My knee's bent, I'm kind of got my heel outside my hip. Good. Nice. And then you're welcome to take your stance as wide as your mat. So my left foot's on the corner of my mat. I'm gonna hold on to my right foot. Inhale up and over and reach down for my left foot. If I don't reach my left foot, it's fine. My hand on the floor. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. Make this the forward fold of your dreams. If you need a little bend in your knee, take it. If this bent knee on the right doesn't feel great, unbend it. Keep it in that tree or Jani Shirshasana position. Relax your elbows down. Relax your head down. Soften your breath. And then slowly rise up. And if you have your right leg, pull it out with your hands. Come into Dandasana. Give your legs a little shake. And then bringing the left foot in to Jani Shirshasana. Or what would you think of like tree pose looking like? Or you can tuck your toes. Take your heel outside your hip. And I'll show you on this side. Heel outside your hip. And I'm just going to take my foot as wide as my mat. Give myself some space here. I'm getting a quad stretch as I stretch my low back and hamstrings. Inhale up, and you may fall towards your knee, right here. This feels really great. Or inhale and exhale, start to fall towards your foot. And again, flexibility, I always say, it can be ego driven. You're working on something that's practice every day. You practice flexibility. It's not something that, some people are born with, some people don't have it, some people aren't going to get there. There's days where I can't reach my foot at all, and it's fine. Just work with the body that you showed up with today, doing your best, knowing that you showed up for you to practice, and it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Relax your elbows, your head, your neck, your shoulders. The slight bend in your knee might feel really good if your hamstring is shaking right now. Inhale, come back up. Slowly rise. If you have your left foot untuck it. Come into Dandasana or staff pose. You can move the glute flesh around a bit to feel your sits bones on the floor or the carpet. Flex your feet, bend your knees really generously, and put your ribs on your thighs. So I've just put my ribs down my thighs, and now hold on to the knife edges of your feet. You can even flare your piggies out. Hold on and relax your head, neck, and shoulders down exactly as you are in this little ball. So it's like if you were laying on your back and you hugged your knees in, same idea. And now take a big inhale, and you're welcome to stay here. It's a great place to stay. Or walk your right hip back a little bit. Walk your left hip back a little bit. Notice what that feels like to your low back, to your mid back. Now walk your right foot forward a little bit, maybe an inch or two. Left foot forward a little bit. Relax your elbows, relax your head. And you can keep walking one hip back, one leg forward, until your ribs and thighs disconnect, and then stop. Let your elbows fall, let your head fall. So looking more for low back, mid back, kind of like QL area. Gonna get a little hamstring here. Flex your feet, get a little foot stretch. Relax your head and neck. Relax your breath. Soften everything. Big inhale. Sigh out your exhale at home. Another big inhale. Whatever you're processing, let it go. And walk your way out of this pose slowly. Lay on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And take your knees over to the left. Keep your right shoulder down. Passively active in your twist. It doesn't have to be super stressful. You don't even need to press into your leg. Just let your knees drop. You can turn your head to the right, or just keep your right shoulder down. If that's really hard, you can hold on to the right top corner of your mat just for a little leverage. Inhale through the center, and then just drop over to the right. Take your head to the left. If it's comfortable, just keep your left shoulder down. Passively active in this twist. Feeling low mid back, just kind of unwind. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And then coming back to center, making sure your hips are square on the mat. Press your feet into the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your legs straight up for the waterfall pose. And your legs can just be relaxed. We're just going to reverse a little bit of blood flow. You're welcome to work into shoulder stand right now if that's what you're working on. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here for a few seconds, knowing that this is such a great pose to work if you sit at a desk all day. If you have a job where you're standing a lot, just reversing blood flow from the feet to the brain right before bed for about 5 minutes. Take another big inhale, hug your knees to your chest. And then relax your feet down into Shavasana. Shavasana any way you like. I always like to grab the edges of my mat and scooch my booty up a little bit. Just pulls the flesh of my glutes down and makes space for my low back. Palms up or down. Take up as much space as you can, as you want to. Take one big inhale here through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. Don't let your mind start to rewind or fast forward. Know that you're here to hold space for yourself right here, right now, as you are. And as you are is perfect. Your body is perfect, your breath is perfect. Let everything relax into your mat. Bones heavy, muscles soft. Relax your feet. Your legs are heavy. Your pelvis be heavy. Belly rise and fall so naturally. Your heart be open. Open to the possibility of a new day, new opportunities. Shoulders relax. Let your hands, arms hang heavy. Unhinge your jaw. Relax the space behind your eyes, the space between your eyes. Open your forehead. Notice if you're gripping anywhere, if your low back, your hip or knee. Can you breathe some air there, some light? Send a little healing love to that space. Practicing the process. Take one big inhale. Sigh out your exhale. Next inhale, take your arms overhead, reach your fingers away from your toes. You reach one side and the other side. And as you exhale, hug one knee in at a time. Give yourself a really big hug. Be grateful for what your body can do, grateful that you can move and practice. And rock and roll your way up to seated. And roll to one side and then use your hands to come up. Hands on your thighs or hands at your heart. Try to keep your eyes closed and just stay in this moment for a few more seconds. One big inhale lifts your heart. And as you exhale, ground down, relax your pelvis into the floor. As a way of honoring yourself, each other, the sweetness of this practice, with all respect and reverence, we say namaste. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me